On Saturday night, the UFC will be broadcast on Fox for the last time before switching over to ESPN, and that alone might have you wanting to watch this fight card to see how it goes down. But if not, my name's Flyin Brian J, and I've got 3 fights that are definitely worth paying your attention to. This time we're going to start at number 3. The first fight of the night being broadcast on Big Fox. Jim A10 Miller versus Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. Miller, while not quite being a legendary competitor, he is a guy who has been well known among hardcore fans for an incredibly long time. He made his UFC debut over 10 years ago. In his first appearance, he won a Submission of the Night award. Since then, he has chalked up 8 more post-fight bonuses, 6 of which were Fight of the Night, while also notching the most wins in UFC lightweight history at 17. Although he has gone on a few losing streaks in his career, he always brings high levels of excitement and an aptitude for finishing fights, something he has already done to Oliveira with a knee bar back in 2010. Oliveira may have lost via submission to Miller that once, but he is now the sole owner of the UFC record for most submission victories in promotional history at 11. That in itself is incredible, and the stat alone makes him a must-watch competitor. Oliveira provides some of the most tantalizing grappling exchanges the Octagon has ever seen, and for his efforts, he has been awarded 12 post-fight bonuses. It seems like submission finishes are becoming a rarity in the UFC, but on Saturday night on free TV, Jim Miller versus Charles Oliveira will likely end with someone tapping out. Number 2, the co-main event of the evening between Edson Spinning Stuff Barbosa and Dan the Hangman Hooker. When given a tad bit of space, Barbosa can produce some of the most epic highlights to ever be recorded in mixed martial arts. I don't know for certain, but I think his wheel kick knockout of Terry Edom is still being played during the opening scenes of UFC pay-per-views. He is the only person to have ever finished more than one fight via leg kicks in the UFC. He has the second most knockdowns in the UFC's most competitive division, and because he does have his flaws and doesn't just steamroll everybody, he has been part of 6 bouts worthy of being called Fight of the Night. His opponent, Hooker, isn't nearly as flashy, but he is just as dangerous. Every victory he has amassed in the UFC has been a finish. In fact, he is on a 4-fight win streak at the moment that includes 3 knockouts and 1 submission. He is getting better every fight and has asked for a top-ranked opponent after each successful outing. Finally, at this Fox event, he will get his wish. Although Hooker has shown glimpses of a formidable grappling game, I think these two are going to agree to a striking battle wherein one man is either going to go to sleep or they might end up going the distance and being awarded a Fight of the Night bonus. And number 1. The main event of the evening, a rematch between Kevin the Motown Phenom Lee and Ragin Al Iaquinta. In the first fight, both men had their moments. Al dropped Kevin in the first round, he looked for the finish but didn't find it. And Kevin had Al's back for the majority of the second round, looking for his go-to submission, the rear naked choke. It ended up going to a decision where Iaquinta won, but since that first fight, Al has gone 5-2 and Kevin has won 10 out of 12 fights. Of Al's last 5 wins, 4 of them were via KO or TKO. Kevin has scored finishes in all of his last 5 victories, 3 via rear naked choke and 2 via TKO, the latest of which was a doctor stoppage over the previously mentioned Edson Barbosa. It'll mostly be Al's boxing against Kevin's takedown and submission game in this main event, and while both guys are well-rounded, this is as close to a striker versus a grappler that we're going to get in modern MMA. Add to that a bit of a rivalry behind it and a top 10 divisional significance, and we easily get the most important fight of this card. Somewhere in that, I should have said that Al Iaquinta was pretty impressive by not getting finished by Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Kevin Lee, he gets hurt a lot, gets put on stanky legs quite a bit, and that right there, when he comes back from getting hurt or when he actually gets finished, it's really fun to watch. Anyway, my question for you this week is, who are you picking to win this main event rematch between Lee and Iaquinta? Please give the video a thumbs up and don't really criticize how I said Ragin Al's last name, and I'll see you in my next video. Namaste.